250 years, New Jersey residents have been familiar with the legend of a mysterious creature that haunts and terrorizes the remote woods and swamps of the region, known as the New Jersey Pine Barrens. Countless encounters with the beast have cemented its place into legend with the likes of Bigfoot and the Chupacabra. So break out your torches and break out your pitchforks, because today we're on the hunt for the Jersey Devil.
It's evil! Don't touch it!
It's alive!
I was with you.
They're coming to get you. By the power of Christ. This is
Me?
Hello, Mr. Fancy Pants.
How's it going, Mr. Matt? You doing all right?
I'm doing fantastic.
Happy New Year.
I was, yeah, it's been good. The kids got everything they wanted for Christmas, and then I'm recovering
Yeah?
from Christmas. New Year's
Yeah.
Eve, yeah, not a big deal at this house, man. It's not a thing.
Yeah.
Like, I made a crock pot of little Smokies.
Yeah.
But I actually did use the kids' grandma's recipe to make it, so they loved it. And then they were
No schmeeby weenies. No schmeeby weenies this year?
No, I was doing the grandma's recipe, and it's pretty baller. It's fucking
Right on.
good, so
Right on. I was in bed by 10:30 because I roll like that.
I had to make a second batch because they blasted through it.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Yeah. Well, we took it over to Mom and Dad's. We always get together on Christmas Eve, and I made a big old crock pot full of them. Took it over there, and man, did they blast through it. There was like none to take home. Like, everybody loved it. I was like, oh, crap.
That's good.
Make another batch. Yeah.
All good. All good.
Everything worked out. It's not a super expensive thing to make, so it's like, yeah, we can do it again.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So, what do you know about the Jersey Devil?
Well, I know that their sweaters they're good-looking sweaters, but they're not as good-looking as the Blackhawks. I'll put the Blackhawks up as number one sweater, and then probably like with the Detroit Red Wings are up there, and then Toronto Maple Leafs.
Okay, so are they in the top 10 then?
Oh yeah. They're
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I hate to tell you, we're not talking hockey, Dave, bro. We're not talking about hockey.
All right, well, fucking get on with it then, I suppose.
The Jersey Devil is basically, if something bad happens in the state of New Jersey or surrounding areas, it's like, oh, must have been the fucking Jersey Devil. That's pretty much.
That's the go-to to blame it on?
Pretty much. I've read 2 books on this now. They both read like instruction manuals for VCRs. And I know I picked this one last year, and I said, okay, at some point I want to do the Jersey Devil. And right now I'm kicking myself in the ass because fuck, it was boring. But,
I'm going straight to Beetlejuice. I don't know.
Yeah.
This damn book reads like stereo instructions.
Yeah, exactly. Only this stereo does not go to 11.
You know.
So, there's like countless different origin stories behind the Jersey Devil. But before we get into it, the first thing we need to bring in to fruition is the Jersey Pine Barrens. And that's this area that's in southern New Jersey and South Jersey, okay? It stretches like 7 counties across. It's over 1,700 square miles. And it's just nothing but all these just vast like marshlands with all this sandy soil that you can't farm in it. There's some, like, I can't remember the name of the pine trees that grow there, but they're fucking worthless for anything. I mean, it's just, it's pretty, but that's about it. And so, you know, even before English colonists came over, it was inhabited by Native American tribes. There's one tribe that was there called Lenine Lenape, I believe, is the name of the tribe. And they called this whole area of the Pine Barrens Papuising, which translate to like land of the dragon, which is fitting.
Okay.
So, and even with the colonization and stuff, this area is still pretty rural, despite its being very close to, like New York, Philadelphia, Trenton, Atlantic City, because of like what I said, all this sandy soil. They call it sugar sand, and it's
the only things that'll grow there. The only things that grow there is what grows. That's
exactly. Yeah, like orchids and like weird shit, and can't farm it. I mean, and the only people that really went there were the people that had to, because they didn't have any other choice. So in 1680s, we're talking 17th century, we're talking pre-Revolutionary War. All these Quakers come over and start settling around the Pine Barrens. And in 1687, one of these Quakers named Daniel Leeds, he begins publishing one of the first almanacs in the United States. And he contains some weird shit in it for, being a Quaker. He puts like some astrological symbols and astrological writings and stuff, basically
he's a witch.
Exactly. That was what they said. Ban him! He's a witch! He's a pagan! So the Quakers, they saw his first almanac that he printed, and they deemed him to be a pagan, blasphemous. And so the first set of almanacs he printed, they fucking gathered as many as they could, and they just fucking burned them. So
I'm gonna go. Do you remember? Did you watch the movie Straight Outta Compton?
Oh,
it was like when the tour bus was going by and they were burning on the CDs and breaking them. And he's like, I don't give a fuck. They paid for them.
Exactly. Well, this pissed old Danny Boy off pretty good, and he kept right on publishing all these almanacs. And he just added more esoteric astrological shit to it. And he also he converted to Angelicism, and he started printing anti-Quaker pamphlets accusing them of being anti-monarchists, okay? So the Quakers right then were like, he's evil! He's evil! He's in lieu with the devil! All right?
This story's starting off with an almanac beef.
Yes.
That's what we're doing. All right.
Yeah. Sorry. That's just the way
Let's go.
If we're going to go in order, this is the way it goes. So apparently, the almanac business went pretty well for Danny Boy, because in 1716, one of his sons named Titan, he inherited it and just kept it going. Okay. And when Titan took over, he added the family crest to the front of the almanac, which was a bat-winged dragon. Stands upright on 2 clawed feet. Okay?
Yeah, we're really getting into it already.
Yeah. Are we writing this shit down? Okay. So another almanac started being printed around the time that Titan took over, and you may have heard of it. It's called Poor Richard's Almanac, and I think this guy named Benjamin Franklin. I think he was the one that started. Yeah,
this guy lays some bitch smacks down, doesn't he?
Pretty much. Yeah,
Franklin's coming at you.
Yep. So this was like one of the major competitors for the Leeds Almanac, and so they kind of went at each other for years, like back and forth. And finally, in 1733, Franklin added his own little prediction to his almanac, stating that Titan was going to die that year in October. But the readers are going to have to buy the next year's issue of his almanac to find out if the prediction had come true or not. All right, he's been smart motherfucker.
It's a cliffhanger.
Yeah, he's like, wait, but you have to buy the next year to find out. So super smart marketing move on his part.
It's like the first season ending of Twin Peaks. It's like, motherfucker, I gotta wait a year for this.
Yeah. So Titan, he gets really fucking pissed off. He prints all these pamphlets and protests claiming Ben Franklin is a fool and a liar and blah blah blah, and he just goes on and on. It's basically a Twitter war in 1733.
It's a super slow one.
Yes. I will report back at you in months.
Yeah, give me a month, I'll come back.
Yeah. So when the next Poor Richard's Almanac comes out, Franklin responded, and he stated that his prediction had come true, and that Titan Leeds was now writing his almanacs as a ghost, and he referred to him as a ghost until his actual death in 1938, when Ben Franklin publicly commended the imposters for ending their charade.
That's why he's on the $100 bill.
That's why the motherfucker's on the $100 bill. You do not fuck with Ben Franklin.
What a long con he pulled there. Just
Holy
kept going.
shit, yeah.
He was like America's first, internet. What are they called?
Troll. He was our first troll.
He was the first troll.
Yeah. And laughed all the way to the fucking bank, man.
He sure did.
So
that's pretty good.
I have to tell you that because the most widely held origin story of the Jersey Devil comes from the Pine Barrens area, around this area called Leeds Point.
Yeah.
And
because I've heard it called the Leeds Devil too. Yeah.
That's what it was actually referred to until the 1900s.
Okay, that was
the Leeds Devil. So you noticed I mentioned that the Quakers said that Daniel Leeds was the devil. Their family crest is what? A devil.
A devil.
And now this thing is being born by a woman named Leeds.
Yep.
You following along so far?
I'm on it.
Okay. Let me know if you need me to back up and catch you up on anything.
I'm good to go.
All right. So this woman referred to as Mother Leeds, she finds out she's pregnant for the 13th time. 13 kids, all right? So, yeah, exactly what I would do, too. She's fucking flabbergasted. She's fucking had it. She can barely make ends meet as it is, trying to, chop wood and cook for and raise these other kids. So she apparently just snaps, just in a moment of helplessness, and she says, I'm tired of children. Let it be a devil.
I get it.
So some versions that I found of this thing says it's not the 13th. Some say it's the 6th, the 8th, the 10th, the 12th. But the most prevalent version is number 13. Okay.
Oh, that's the unlucky number. That's the one that they would go with, at least for the lore of it anyway.
But the thing is, was it an unlucky number before this?
Yeah, it was.
Okay. So some people say she was a witch. Some people say that this child was not her husband's, but she was having the devil's child. But according to the legend, the night this child was born, this giant storm blows up, and it's born healthy, and it's a perfect baby boy, and they place this baby in her arms, and within like 20 minutes, it mutates, grows to the size of a grown man with growing red eyes. Heard that one before, right? Mothman.
Yeah, Mothman, definitely.
Wings and horns. Wings are like bat wings. Horns on its head, hooved feet, and the head of a horse.
See, that throws me a little bit.
It's like
it's following the devil thing, except for the fucking horse head.
It turns into like a chimera right there. Like chimera or chimeras or chimera, whatever the fuck you want to call it. It's it's like 3 or 4 different bodies of all mixed together. Yeah. So it's not like a normal cryptid. So at that point, this thing lets out a horrible scream before flying out the chimney out in the darkness. And some versions say, it killed one of the midwives. Some versions say that its first meal, it basically killed and ate all the other 12 Leeds children. Mm-hmm. But whichever version you want to go with, it all begins on a stormy night in the Pine Barrens in 1738, which, by the way, is the same year that Titan Leeds died.
Of course it was.
Are you following me?
No,
Are you?
There's no one around to defend this story right now, so it's just free will to write.
Yes. that's the most popular version of how the Jersey Devil was born. I mean, there's other versions. One says, a town put a curse on this young girl who fell in love with a British soldier during the Revolutionary War, and when she gave birth, it was to the Jersey Devil. Another one says that a gypsy cursed a different girl because she didn't give the gypsy any food, and the curse caused her to give birth to the Jersey Devil. Okay? And like I said earlier, prior to 1900, all the locals in the Pine Barrens, they called this thing the Leeds Devil, or Devil of Leeds, because of the Leeds family or its birthplace, the Leeds, Leeds Point. With a horse or goat head, long legs with hooves, 2 short front legs, and bat's wings. Some sightings say it's over 6 feet tall. Others think it's between 3 and 4 feet tall. These people can't make their fucking mind up. Yeah. It has glowing red eyes, makes loud screeching sounds, and in general is just pretty terrifying.
Yeah.
Following along yet?
It does seem like a disturbing creature.
Moving right along. All right. So some of these fuckers say it looks like a kangaroo. Some say it has the horse of a camel. I wish these people would make their fucking mind up. Like I said, it seems like anytime they see something weird in the woods, oh fuck, it's the Jersey Devil.
It's gotta be.
No, bitch, it's a llama. Or a deer.
Something.
Yeah.
I love all the descriptions being so crazy. And then they say it's like 4 foot tall, but its bat wings are like super tiny, like that would support something flying.
Some of them say they are, and then some of them say they're huge. Like a gargoyle.
Okay, yeah.
So it's fucked up. It's really fucked up.
Or if it's something...
I think these people are all fucking drunk on Applejack, man. That's what I think.
What's Applejack?
It was like what they made at the time. It would be like homemade...
Is it like a moonshine with apples?
Yeah.
Kind of?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
That sounds tasty, actually.
That was the thing. That was the thing of the time. That was what they were into. Now, there are a few sightings that are worth mentioning because of who made this, who claimed to see this thing.
Yeah, the people that,
Yeah. So I'll go into that. The first one would be Joseph Bonaparte. And if you don't know who that is, that would be Napoleon's older brother, Napoleon Bonaparte. If you've never heard of Napoleon, short dude, tried to take over the world. They fucking got exiled. So,
did you know he wasn't even actually that short? That's like a bullshit statement that people made fun of him for.
Well, he was under 6 feet tall.
Yeah, but he was average size for the time. That was brought in later as we got bigger.
But he was average for a Frenchman at the time.
Okay, very true.
All right. Okay, so Joseph Bonaparte, one time king of Spain, only because his older brother appointed him there. Just so he was the only. He didn't want fucking anything to do with any of that shit. And
I just want to chill and be rich. I don't want
pretty
to actually do anything.
So when he gets exiled from Spain, when they overthrow Spain, he fucking leaves Europe, heads to New York, and then from New York, he decides he's going to go a little further, and goes down and builds a house in Bordenton, New Jersey, which is about 30 miles from
Pine Barrens.
Yep, he's down there. So most of the people in the area, they all liked him very well. I mean, he made it a point to take care of a lot of the locals, and I guess he had the largest library in the United States at the time.
Oh, cool.
I mean, these people liked him so much that like some crazy batshit lady decided to burn his house down because she didn't like what his brother did in Russia. So all these locals went into his house, got as many of the paintings and valuables and all his money that they could, saved it for him, and then just gave it back to him. So
whoa.
This guy was really, really well liked in the community, obviously.
Yeah.
Okay.
If these people in a poor situation.
Yeah. Thought he was pretty fucking cool. So that sounds like a guy that is pretty stand-up dude, right?
Seems like it, yeah.
Yeah. So he goes out hunting one day, and he comes face to face with the Leeds devil. He shoots at it, flies away. Okay? He claims it made this hissing sound like an alligator. I've never heard an alligator hiss, so I don't know what that's like.
I have. Yeah, it's terrifying.
Okay. And he said it had long neck, short arms, like a T-Rex is what I'm picturing, like a little T-Rex.
Yeah.
Like little claws. It had hooves of a horse, wings of a crane, and head of a camel or a horse. This motherfucker can't even make his mind up. He doesn't know which one to go with.
Wings of a crane? I've always heard they were like bat wings, but that sounds
No. It goes fucking back and forth, man. That's like I said, this thing does not make fucking sense at all.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
So he was completely unaware of anything that had to do with this Leeds devil thing. And he's talking to some of the locals about it, and he's like, oh, yeah, that's the Leeds devil, it is. Yeah. So for him to make that claim, and, you know, he would go back out and hunt for it every so often.
So he didn't even know the story about it when he came back telling people what he's seen?
Nope. Had no idea.
Okay. Well, that does make it seem a bit more believable, but also other people are writing stuff. Who knows? You know what I mean?
That's true. Yep, that's true. This was actually in his one of his diaries. There was an entry in his diary. So,
well, he didn't. There's no chance of him profiting off of that. So,
yeah, it just makes him look like a crazy motherfucker.
Or he's seen some shit.
Yeah, maybe he had some Applejack.
Okay, well,
could be.
Is Applejack like absinthe, where it'll make you see shit if you got the real stuff?
Maybe if you let it sit long enough, it is. All right, so another notable person we should mention is Commodore Stephen Decatur. He was an early 19th century American naval hero, and he traveled to Hanover Iron Works in the Pines. He was going down there to oversee some manufacturing of some cannonballs. If they were of proper quality in fighting Barbary Coast pirates. And he's out test shooting some of these on the firing range one day, and he sees the Jersey Devil flapping its wings, just kind of going across the range. And he sighted it, fired a cannonball directly at it, and apparently hit it. It created like a gaping hole. I'm picturing like a fucking cartoon, like just a hole through it.
Yeah.
And apparently it did not affect the devil in the least, and it just kept flying casually away.
Okay, what are the size of these cannonballs? And I would also like to know that they're not super accurate. It's like you just pull up next to a ship, start firing them. So I would imagine these would be the smaller ones. Like, so you would think like softball size or baseball size cannonballs. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, but you hit something 4 foot tall with a baseball size or softball size cannonball. That thing should be obliterated.
Yeah, but you know, it's the Jersey Devil.
Yes, yeah. Stories go.
Yeah. So it goes on and on and on, and then basically just chill out for the next 40 minutes and listen to me talk about all these fucking sightings if you want to hear it, because it just goes on and on and on.
But there was thousands. Right?
Yeah, I'm not going to go over 1,000. So in the 1740s, all these claims of animals being slaughtered through the Pine Barrens made this clergyman exorcise, apparently, the Jersey Devil.
Oh, okay.
It says with bell, book, and candle.
That's all you need.
This exorcism was supposed to last for 100 years. And although the devil did not remain completely absent during this period, all these pinies, as they were called, from the Pine Barrens.
Was that their version of redneck or
pretty much? Yeah.
Whatever. Okay.
Yeah. So they became particularly uneasy in 1840, 100 years later.
All right. Just a second.
Yep.
Just a second. I got a question. Are there a bunch of people driving around in South Jersey now that have piney stickers across the fronts of their old pickup trucks that are all rusted out?
Fuck, I don't know. I hope so. We can only hope, Matt.
See if they're embracing it.
Here's one for the Pioneers right here.
Like the redneck shit.
Yep. We can only hope. We can only hope and pray. So, all these people in 100 years later, you know, they get really scared because all their ancestors told them, like, oh, you better be aware. What's going to happen here? It's supposed to last for 100 years. And in that year, guess what? He shows back up.
No way.
Yep.
About pissed myself. I'm so surprised.
So, throughout the 19th century, tales of his exploits were commonplace. Anytime there was any crop failure, drought, there were any cows not producing any milk. Guess what? Jersey Devil.
Well, it's better than them burning women, I suppose, that they got this dependent on instead.
That's true. Right? They would say, you know, he boiled streams with his fiery breath, or dead in the water with the smeated smell of his breathing. Blew the tops off trees.
At 4 foot tall?
I don't know. This must be the 6 or 12-foot version.
Yeah,
I don't know if
they're going big.
I'm not sure
They're
if this
going
one has. I'm not sure if this one has scales or feathers, but
was that both?
Anyway.
I never heard the feathers.
Yeah, that one too.
I always heard it was furry. I didn't know the scales or feathers thing.
See, this is all
so
fucked
this
up.
thing is whatever it wants. It is a chimera. Okay.
It can't make its fucking mind up.
No.
Some people claim that it was on a 7-year cycle, and that every 7 years something bad's going to happen, and then other people claim that he was a harbinger of evil. Evil.
He's the opposite of the Mothman, then. That he's supposed to warn of destruction coming, but this thing is just bringing evil.
Yeah.
Because your crops didn't grow.
It's pretty metal.
Your crops didn't grow. So evil.
So, okay, so I watched 4 or 5 documentaries on this thing. I read 2 books, and I went and cited countless articles. So this thing ranges from 18 inches tall to 20 feet tall.
What? Who the fuck's afraid of something 18 inches tall? You just punt it.
I don't know.
What the hell?
I don't know. Okay.
It just terrified me.
Some people say it has the body of a kangaroo. Some people say it has the head of a dog. Some people say it has the face of a horse, the wings of a bat, the feet of a pig, or tail. Okay?
I even heard one that said it had horseshoes on its clothing feet.
Yeah.
Like, how's
it yes.
chewing itself with its Tyrannosaurus Rex arms?
It's got shot. Yeah. Fucked up. All right. So in 1840, one of his rampages apparently resulted in a heavy loss of many chickens and sheep. The following year, more livestock were attacked, accompanied by chilling screams and strange tracks. Posses could not locate the beast.
Well, they can fly. You're screwed.
Yeah.
No coyote could have killed these chickens in such a way.
From the 1870s until the 1890s, the devil was reported to have carried off anything that moved. So,
of course.
Basically feeding on livestock and stuff. Yep. From Smithville, Long Beach Island, Brigantine Beach, Leeds Point, and Haddonfield. Okay?
Haddonfield.
Yeah. Anyway, this goes on and 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 on. Okay?
It sure does.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm really pissed off about this one. I wish, like I said, I kicked myself in the ass for wanting to do this.
I want to get 2 weeks of my life back.
Pretty much, yeah. The biggest thing that happened was in January of 1909. Okay? So, much like what we did with the whole Mad Gaster of Mattoon, this thing apparently was sighted 30 different times in a 1-week period.
Okay.
You know, went across the Delaware River. So these sightings happened in Maryland, Pennsylvania, and Delaware in 1 week. 30 different sightings.
30 different, not near the Mothman numbers, but pretty good.
Yeah. So it was enough that in this week, he terrorized all these people in all these different towns, and these people were so distraught that the kids didn't go to school for a week. The men didn't go to work for a week.
Oh no!
Sounds like they just needed a week off.
Sounds like there was like a shitload of pregnancies as well coming.
Yeah, probably. And most of these people claim that it looked like a winged kangaroo with a long neck. They called it a jabberwock, flying death, kingling, woozlebug, flying horse, cowbird, monster, flying hoof, prehistoric lizard. You know what I mean? Like kangaroo. They can't make their fucking mind up what it is.
Well, I picked up on Jabberwock because isn't that from Alice in Wonderland?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
The Jabberwocky?
I think that's where he got it. I think that's where he got the term Jabberwocky.
Yeah, because through the looking glass or whatever, like the second part.
The second part, yep.
The Jabberwocky's coming for you? Yeah.
Yep. So this is basically mass hysteria, just like the Mad Gasser claimed to be mass hysteria.
That dance till you die stuff because of whatever got into the yeast.
Yep.
I forget
Same
the
shit.
technical name for it.
I can't remember. Ergot? Is that right?
Ergot poisoning? Something like that. That's pretty close. It's pretty close.
I'm going to say that's right.
You nailed it. That's what I'm going to say.
All right.
It sounded familiar when you said it.
Okay. So all these sightings and everything, it makes the Philadelphia Zoo post a $10,000 reward for this creature. And at the time, 1909, $10,000 is a shitload of money.
Yeah. I'd take $10,000 right now.
So promptly they are provided a bunch of hoaxes.
Oh, yeah. I would dress a dog up, whatever. Give me my $10,000.
Right. Another funny thing that happens. Okay. This guy named Norman Jeffries, he's a publicist for Philadelphia's Arch Street Museum. And he's also a known hoaxer.
Okay.
So back in the day, they had all these dime museums, basically. It's things like Barnum and Bailey shit.
Yeah.
Like the Fiji mermaid where,
it was a monkey with a fish.
Half of a monkey on top of it. Yeah. That he just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this guy is well aware of the stories of the Jersey Devil. So when this museum's proprietor, his name was J.F. Hopkins, he says, look, man, we're probably going to close down unless we can come up with some money to boost, something to boost attendance.
We need a big hitter.
Yeah. So this guy comes up with a fucking ingenious plan. So
okay, I can't wait.
He starts planning all these non-fictional newspaper stories about new sightings of the devil. Okay, and then with his friend, an animal trainer, they purchase a kangaroo. They glue on claws and bat wings, and then they paint it with green stripes. Okay, so then this kangaroo starts licking the green stripes, and then it almost fucking dies.
What a fucking asshole!
so then they get the kangaroo back, healthier again, and then they repaint it with some different paint.
Well, maybe this paint will kill it this time.
He hires some guys from the Barnum and Bailey Circus, and they give them all pitchforks, tell them, okay, dress up like you're farmers. And they send these guys out to supposedly capture this beast. And then they put the kangaroo in a cage, put a sheet over the cage so people can't see it. And then they say, oh, just come on down. We're going to have this thing on display. And so they put this thing on display in this museum in the basement in super dim light. And
okay, all right.
When this kangaroo did not want to put on a show, it's like all like, it's tired or whatever. They paid this little small kid to poke it with a stick that had a nail in it just to like kind of rile it up a little bit.
Fucking assholes.
And he let this ride for like 20 years before he admitted that he'd done this as a hoax. People thought how long did
the fucking kangaroo live?
No. It was he'd rented this kangaroo from somebody in New York, and it was returned after all this.
And it was still alive and everything
was still alive. Yeah.
What a dick.
Maybe had tetanus, but other than that, it's probably okay.
Poking it with a fucking nail, yeah, and I'm sure it was a rusty piece of shit too.
Oh man,
goodness sakes, people suck.
So, yeah, they do. So I mean, and it just keeps going and going and going, Matt. I mean, so December 1925, local farmer shot an unidentified animal as it attempted to steal his chickens, then photographed the corpse. And then he claimed that none of the 100 people showed it to could identify it.
Okay.
Never saw the picture, though.
Yeah. So.
And then in 1937, an unknown animal with red eyes seen by residents of Downingtown, Pennsylvania, was compared to the Jersey Devil by a reporter in the Pennsylvania Bulletin. Okay? Keeps going. 1951. Group of Gibson, New Jersey boys claimed to have seen a monster matching the devil's description, and claims of a corpse matching the Jersey Devil's description arose in 1957.
It's still going in 2023.
Oh my God, yes. In 1960, tracks and noises heard by Mays Landing, near Mays Landing, were claimed to be from the Jersey Devil. This thing, okay, so it does make this specific noise, and it's said to be, it's described as like metal scraping on metal.
Ugh.
Most people, yeah, like nails on a chalkboard kind of thing.
Yeah, awful. That's awful.
I also want to note that in 1939, New Jersey named the Jersey Devil the official state demon. And they are the only state in the union to have their own state demon.
I would think so. Yeah, I've never heard state demon before.
Yep. So that's kind of...
I know the New Jersey Devils were one of the original 6, but I don't. Original 9. Original 6, original 9, maybe. One or the other. But I don't remember what year that was that it started. I was not on the earth.
Neither was I. So what probably contributes to this thing being talked about so much, and they're trying to scare the shit out of kids around the Pine Barrens to keep them, out of the woods. Yeah, because there's wolves, there's coyotes, there were bears at the time. I don't think there's a lot of bears there now. There are some black bears there, but not like they were probably in the 1700s.
Hunters with small penises killed them all off. I'm assuming.
And then you got to realize too that like in the 1700s, most of the people that lived out there, like I said, these piney people, they were like outcasts of society. They were the poor farmers. They were the fugitives. They were the brigadiers. They were like the Native Americans, the poachers, the moonshiners, the runaway slaves, deserting soldiers. You don't want your kids, you don't want to be around those people in the dark, right?
I wouldn't think so.
Yeah. You want me to keep going with, because I can keep going. I mean, we're only in 1927. You ready?
Okay, let's do it.
It just keeps going. So 1927, cab driver gets a flat tire in the middle of the night in Salem City, New Jersey, out in the Pine Barrens. This is before electric streetlights, and, it's extremely dark. He's out there by himself. He gets out of the car to change the tire, and then apparently the Jersey Devil emerges from the woods, tries to attack him, screeching, screaming, gets back in the car. Jersey Devil starts pounding on the roof of his car, and then it flies away.
Well, what's the point of that?
I don't know, just another claim. And then it just keeps going. I mean, keeps going and going and going and going and going and going.
I feel
and
sorry.
Going, and going.
I feel sorry for you, man.
And going. Look, wait. And going.
You still got pages?
Fuck yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more. Fucking
it's all over an almanac beef.
Pretty much, yes. I'll let you in a little secret now. You could have stopped listening 10 minutes into this, because yes, it's all it's about. Fucking Ben Franklin.
It's Ben Franklin owning somebody's ass. Titan
lays his bitch is what happened. And now, anytime anybody in New Jersey sees something they can't figure out, it can't be, it can't be Bigfoot.
Oh, I've heard there's a lot of Bigfoot sightings over there too, though.
It could be. It can't be a lizard man.
Well, that some of them said it had scales, but they all say it's the devil, whatever it is they see, isn't it?
Exactly. It's everything's the fucking Jersey Devil. God bless it. It's not the fucking Jersey Devil.
Chill out, man. Chill
Ben
out.
says it's not the devil, mama.
You are.
You are.
So I actually went back whenever you told me he was going to do this and did a little bit of research, but my mind just wanders like crazy.
Yeah.
So I was like, Jersey Devil. I wonder if I've ever seen a Jersey Devil movie. And then I was like, who are my favorite actors that have played the devil? And then I just got off on a complete different tangent and just started thinking about that.
Al Pacino.
Yeah, the Devil's Advocate. Yeah, that's one of my top. Did you know that De Niro also played the devil in a movie?
I did not.
Angel Heart. It was called Angel Heart, and it was with damn it, now I'm having from the wrestler Mickey Rourke.
Okay.
Mickey Rourke was in it.
Check it out.
And they did not. I mean, the first time, he's not in. De Niro's not in it a lot. Like, this wasn't a super high budget movie. I mean, it had Mickey Rourke in it, but his name was Louis Cypher. When you're first introduced to this character, and he's sitting
Golf
on
clap on that one.
kind of a wooden throne kind of thing with a cane. He's got a pentagram, freaking ring on, and this long hair. He was.
It's not a pentagram; it's a star.
Whatever. So
What about George Burns, man? Oh God, you devil!
Oh, and I was also thinking about Jack Nicholson or Jack Nicholas.
Jack Nicholson from Witches of Eastwick.
Yeah, Witches of Eastwick. And I was thinking about a fucking golfer. And then my favorite though.
We're not going to have Arnold Palmer. So I can't even talk. Yeah.
My favorite though is probably Jeff Goldblum.
Mr. Frost.
Yes. See, you've seen it too. Okay, I bet that's a pretty unknown movie, but I thought he was fantastic.
Fantastic. Agreed. Yes.
That's such a good movie. So I was sitting there thinking, I was like, who? And then there was a Twilight Zone episode. Was it Meredith Burgess? That was that was the Penguin in the old Batman.
Yeah.
He played the devil in.
He was in several ones. He was actually in my favorite Twilight Zone episode. That was the one where he's the last man on Earth. He's in the library.
Yeah.
And then he breaks his glasses.
This one, I think he was in charge of a newspaper. He was like in charge of the newspaper, and the guy came in. He'd always smoked a cigar that was like crooked as shit.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a fantastic one too. So I was sitting back. I was like trying to think. I was like, who's my favorite guy? But it's probably Jeff Goldblum.
I would say, it's between him or Pacino.
Pacino was fantastic. Yeah, that's such a good movie. Because I remember, like I said before on like our top 5 movies for Halloween, I would go to this old video store, and it was called Schweitzer's Video. It was just in their garage, this big garage that they had. But I would go in there, new movies would come out, and they'd put out posters that they got, to advertise.
Right.
And I'd ask, I'd be like, hey, what are you going to do with that poster when you're done? Well, we'll throw it away. I was like, can you save it for me? So they started saving posters for me.
That's awesome.
I had the Devil's Advocate. I had a Nightmare on Elm Street Dream Child poster. I had a bunch of them. It was just that over time I don't have them anymore. But I still do have a life-size cutout of Lon Chaney Jr.'s Wolfman in my garage.
Fuck yeah, man. That's awesome. I bought my kids a bunch of posters because similar to that, we lived in this smaller town in Illinois before I moved down to Texas, Mansfield. There's this general store. Same thing. They rent out movies. They get the posters. Only she would sell them for like $2 a piece. So I would go in there all the time and pull posters. Oh, she had stuff from like the early 80s and 90s in there. It's just like,
ooh,
yeah.
She saved all that shit.
Oh yeah. So
that's pretty killer.
Hell yeah.
Man, that was like one of my favorite things to do was like, and it's what we talked about. Okay, I want to talk about I talked about it on like House of a Thousand Corpses, how my expectations were so high.
Yeah.
But there was a movie, Event Horizon, which is it's a fantastic movie. It's
Lawrence
pretty
Fishburne.
good. Yeah.
Yep.
And I seen the trailer for it. At the time, it was just a commercial on TV. It was like, scariest movie of all time. So I was like, fuck yes. So I drove to Schweitzer's because it was only, 15 minutes away from where we lived. The movie was checked out because that's how it used to work. They didn't have dozens of copies. They had like one. I'm like, oh, I'll be back in tomorrow. Can you save it for me? And they're like, well, we can't do that if somebody else is going to pay for it, just in case you don't come in. It was like 4 days in a row I went there, and then finally that fucking movie was in, and I bought it. I'm like, scariest movie of all time, yeah. And I drive home and I watch it. I'm like, what an absolute fucking turd. And actually, it is a good movie. It's fine. There's some creepy stuff in it, but when you're expecting the scariest movie of all time, and you've waited that long to see it, it's just like, oh.
Yeah.
I miss video stores.
I do too.
In some ways I do, in some ways I don't, because if you want a couple scary movie recommendations that have been late, the movie Smile, fantastic. The movie Barbarian, even fucking better. The movie Barbarian is the shit. That is such a good movie.
Good? I haven't watched that one yet. I started watching Smile the other night and I fell asleep, so I got it. Yeah.
It's slow going. There's a good payoff at the end of it, but yeah, Barbarian is just, if you don't say what the fuck at one point, no, you will. What the fuck? That's what that movie should have been called. What the fuck?
I over Christmas break, I had a what the fuck moment, and I just said, what the fuck? And I went ahead and bought Violent Night. I don't know if you've seen that.
I haven't watched that yet.
Oh my, it's good. It's good.
Isn't that the sheriff? That's the sheriff from Stranger Things?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad to see he's getting work. He's not in every single fucking movie that comes out.
You mean Hellboy? What?
Yeah. I loved Ron Perlman. He done a good job, though. He done a great job.
It's all good.
I do like that guy as an actor. He's pretty great. Yeah, no, I only seen the trailer for it. I haven't watched it yet. It wasn't one of those where the kids were like wanting to watch it, so I didn't mess with it. But
I got you. Oh, before I forget, Matt, I went ahead and here's a while we're still talking about the Jersey Devil on this episode, I did go ahead and find a picture of the Jersey Devil. So there you go.
That looks like the shittiest tarot card I've ever seen.
It looks like my kid shit on a piece of paper and then turned it into,
What the fuck is scary about that? How does that thing function?
I do not know. Like I said, it's all bullshit. I blame the guy on the $100 bill. That's all I can tell you.
It doesn't mean that something isn't out there, but I'm more than positive that it isn't fucking that. Whatever that fucking thing is.
Looks like a fucking camel that forgot to do leg day.
Oh, it definitely. They were awful scrawny.
Forgot leg day. Definitely forgot leg day.
Oh,
all right.
Dude. I heard, well, for this one, it was like in the Mothman, I got pissed off about talking about the sandhill cranes. But in this one, I had heard some people saying it's a horned owl. But those things are fucking massive. But they're only like 2 foot tall tops. So, I mean.
Sandhill cranes also.
They're massive.
Yeah, they're huge.
But they're super scrawny. You wouldn't mistake that for
does it, like legs like what I just showed you? Yeah, exactly.
Okay, see, the Sandhill crane would make more sense on this one.
Yes, and
it would for Mothman.
I wish I had a sound of a Sandhill crane because it kind of sounds like somebody's fucking dying.
It's pretty terrifying. Yeah. I'd put it up there with like a peacock, how their screams sound like a woman.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So I think we can officially say the Jersey Devil is a bunch of bullshit.
Yep. At least the origins of it, and then so that makes it all bullshit. There might be something out there, but
I'm not saying there's not anything out there, but I'm saying it's not all the Jersey Devil. It can't all.
Certainly.
I'm going to say let's go with the reptile people, reptilians. Let's go with the Squatches. Let's go with even Mothman and more cryptids.
Anything other than
Chupacabra. Anything other than the fucking
bullshit
camel thing. Yeah,
it did make for a sweet sweater for a hockey team, though. So I'll
It
give
did.
him that.
Yeah. I'll give it. I'll give it. to you. I'll give it.
Not
not
tops, but pretty sweet sweater.
It's up there. All right, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out and listening to my bullshit once again. And Matt, thank you for hanging out with me again. And
No problem,
I
brother.
like doing this.
Do that David Letterman
feels
shit.
it feels really fucking good to get that out.
That in my head forever.
Yep. So, guys, remember that if you want to get a hold of us, you can do it Instagram at hello, Mr. Fancy Pants, on Facebook.com/WHMFPPOD, on Twitter at HMFPPOD, YouTube at WHMFPPOD, and feel free to email us with any stories you have at HMFPPOD@gmail.com. We appreciate you guys continuing to rate, and review the podcast. That really helps us out a lot. And we hope to bring you some better, even more content in the future.
You're already kicking yourself in the ass over this episode.
Oh yeah. I totally am. No lies. It was one of those things. Like, I wrote it down. I'm gonna fucking do it. I fucking did it. I didn't fucking like it one bit, but I did it. I didn't do it for me, Matt. I did it for you, and I did it for the people.
So I was dedicated. I was already in it. I'm doing it. Let's go.
Yeah. I said I was going to do it. I fucking did it.
Well, okay. So next week, I think we might get back into, might get into a little killing.
I like it. Let's do
Not
it.
a super amount, but we might get into a little killing.
I'm okay with a little killing.
Little killing?
Just a little bit.
You'll hate this guy.
Good. I hope so.
Real POS, buddy.
I want to hate something other than the Jersey Devil right now. That's all I care about.
This guy's way worse.
Good. All right. Well, guys, thanks again. And I'm Zach.
Spar.
And we will see you next Tuesday.
Later.
It's evil! Don't touch it!
It's alive!
I was with you.
They're coming to get you. What a power of Christ.
This is Hello, Mr. Fancy